This is Rock Leach with Social Fire, and today we're going to be taking a look at this whole thing again with Sean Diddy Combs and Bishop T.D. Jakes. I'm going to give you some evidence that's going on right now that many people are not paying attention to. We're going to take a look at the proof, and we're going to get into it right now. You don't want to miss this video. Now, if I'm being honest about this entire thing with Bishop T.D. Jakes, we all know that Bishop T.D. Jakes has been a gold standard up until December of 2023, when the Casey Ventura's supposed burner phone came out and his name was mentioned. Now, his name was mentioned because there was supposedly a video and photos of several prominent people, and Bishop T.D. Jakes' name was amongst them, supposedly, allegedly. Now, I don't know. Let's just go ahead and call that out. I don't know anybody who keeps a burner phone and puts specific information like that on a burner phone. I'm just going to call that out. Burner phones are temporary, and it's when you don't want to be traced. Now, so when we say burner phone, that's a little contradictive, if you would, there. Now, I'm not defending him, but I want to go through and look at what's going on currently in the media, especially in the social media streets as it pertains to Bishop T.D. Jakes. Now, when we look at this, Bishop T.D. Jakes right now, in some people's eyes, is incarcerated in the prison of public opinion. Now, he's incarcerated in the prison of public opinion in these social media streets. I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I don't believe that this is affecting his church. I don't believe that this is affecting his business, movies. Y'all know he's got a lot of things that he has a lot of irons in those fires for a lot of things. I don't believe that it's affecting those things. I believe that it's just in these social media streets with whispers and laughter and people making up a lot of things. I'm going to go ahead and say that there has been no irrefutable evidence of Bishop T.D. Jakes being at these parties, but we're going to get into some that is irrefutable. But there's no irrefutable evidence. And what I mean by irrefutable, I want to warn you because we're going to go down some roads inside of this video that many people are not ready for, and I'm going to trigger you. It's going to trigger you, so I want you, if you need to click away, I'm going to give you a moment. Go ahead and click away. Because we're going to really talk about this and really get into innocent until proven guilty. But in social media, you guilty until proven innocent. That's the way it is. And most folk don't care because they're able to make money off of dysfunction. Let's just be honest with it. So let's look at this. Now, I warned you before we get started because I'm going to show some photos. I'm going to go through this idea, this methodology and ideology that is on social media right now, where if you're being guilty and we're judging Jakes by that lens of association and we are incarcerating him in the prison of public opinion because of his guilt by association, then what about the other people? Who else was connected to Bishop? Who else was connected to Sean Diddy Combs and was at those parties where we have proof? Here, we have proof that they were at those parties, and some of the people that we have proof that they were at the parties are greater and more powerful than Bishop T.D. Jakes. Now, I know we are waiting on that list because I've heard it. My team has heard it. We're still digging into that really, really hard about there being about 38 leaders, church leaders, people of faith that were at those Diddy meetings as well. Now, of course, they wouldn't want to be on camera, but this indictment and the information that's going on with Sean Diddy Combs, I believe he's going to do anything to try to save himself. Now, I want to warn you before we get into it, and I'm doing it several times so that people will know. Now, I want to get into this right here. If we're using that same lens, that same prism of the experience that we've went through with Bishop T.D. Jakes with judging him, then we need to use that for everybody else. Now, I want to go to this right here. When this all started, we saw this picture right here floating around very strongly of Bishop T.D. Jakes. Now, I took these photos from, my team and I took these photos, specific photos that we took from around social media on things that went viral, different things that went viral. And you had different videos coming out, thumbnails coming out that were sensationalized. They were actually misleading or even exaggerating the headlines. You watch out on YouTube or any social media outlet where somebody will post a video but turn the comments off. That's a red flag, because they don't want people's opinion, because they know that many times it's clickbait. They'll say it's one thing, then you get in the video and find out it's not really what they said. But you got several things here that's going on. And this photo was floating around social media quite strong. Now, I got to put my glasses on right here so we can take a look at some of this information, and I hope y'all ready for this. Now, what happened here is that you got these different things. And, you know, whenever there's a Bishop T.D. Jakes, they were calling a power bottom. Now, I didn't even know what that was when I first heard it, but that's a homosexual term for the person who is the female in a male and male relationship or sexual act, the one who is the female. And particularly, they really, really enjoy being a female. Now, that's as far as I'm going to go. Now, you're going to have to get, you need to ask somebody else. There's plenty of other channels out here that go into more details and that I just can't. My integrity won't allow me to go any further than that. Now, we're looking at this, and you see the picture on the right floated around even more, which is Diddy leaning on Bishop T.D. Jakes. It looked like there's a level of love. Now, I will say this, in this day and age, men need love. I don't believe that another man telling another man that he loves him should be something that's looked at as soft or homosexual. I'm going to be honest with you. I have sons. I have biological sons. I have sons that are part of my family that I love, and I tell them that I love them. I tell my uncles that I love them. I have friends who have been with me through childhood, and when we talk on the phone, before we get off, I tell them that I love them. I have men who are accountability partners with me, and before we get off the phone, we share that we love each other. I think that it's important for men to be loved. Now, this is something that I believe, and I'm going to tell you this, I already believe that there is an attack on men in media right now, particularly African-American men, where they're being emasculated in media everywhere. This whole woke society is really challenging men who decide to be flat-footed men biblically. And what they're doing is, through the media, they're labeling what we were raised and understand biblically as being a man. They're calling it and labeling it toxic masculinity. Now, I've already did videos about that. I'm not going to go too far into that. But we're looking at this right here within the media, looking at this lens right here. Now, what I want to do here is I want to go even further. Now, I'm going to show you several clips, not clips, but thumbnails that are from social media that were going on. Now, I do want to get into this right here, that 1,000 bottles of baby oil. We do know the attorney talked about it and said he got it from Costco. Costco, because don't nobody want to have nothing to do with Sean Diddy Combs right now. Everybody like, no, 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 no. In this day and age of name, image, and likeness, people don't want to have nothing to do. Businesses don't want to have nothing to do with him. And they said, Costco stepped out and said, we don't have baby oil. We don't even sell baby oil at Costco. So that didn't come from us. And that went out pretty quick. Now, I'm going to show you several things, because that was one of the things that was found out, is the 1,000 bottles of baby oil being picked up. And that is all over social media because it's entertaining. Everybody can speculate. We even got a video coming out about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil, because it's entertainment, but it's funny and it's thought provoking. Who has that much baby oil? And then where did he get it from? So let's go even further here. What happened is that you've got different videos who came out. Now, this video right here went to over 1 million views. 1 million views. I'm going to tell you again, 1 million views, and I want you to look at it. This on the left is Bishop T.D. Jakes' son, and that's a level of Photoshop right there, because they're adding the emotion. It is what I talked about earlier, is that sensationalized, misleading, or exaggerating headlines. This is what we call clickbait. This is the textbook definition of clickbait, because what they said right here, force me into gay parties. And then they showed this Photoshop of Bishop T.D. Jakes being walked away and looks like handcuffs. This did not happen. If you watch that video, which many people did, most of the people that's probably here saw that video, you will see that in the video they turn, not this particular video, but you will see in the comments in the video, if they hadn't turned the comments off just yet, which I went and checked, last time I checked, they were on, you'll notice that people in the comment section was just going off about it being clickbait. And the folk didn't care about it being clickbait. Why? Because they're getting AdSense off of that video, and they didn't care. I'm quite sure it's been reported, different things like that, but it's still up. And so they probably still making money. Y'all can add your thoughts there in the comments about what you think about that. But I'm going to go even further. I want to warn you, we're going through a lot of these different photos and different things that were on social media. Now here's another one. Now, I'm just warning y'all that to the right is not Jake's or Diddy. But it's sensationalized. It is misleading. It's exaggerating. And they said he seduced me. I don't know if y'all can see that. I have my banner in the bottom right there. But if you look at it, it says he seduced me. You see it right there at the bottom. And they got CNN logo on there. This was not something that was on CNN. They said exclusive, and they got Jake's over here. That's probably from him preaching, where it looks like he's crying about it, y'all. It's all these kind. I'm gonna go even further, and I'm warning y'all, we're going even further. This video here got tens of thousands of views. This video right here with Jake's to the left, and look at it. I want you to see it again. I'm gonna take my banner down again so y'all can see it, but it says, "They forced me, I swear." And they got Jake standing here. Y'all, that is Photoshopped it's Photoshopped all the way through it. But people in this day and age don't care about real truth. They don't care about innocent until proven guilty. And so this is what's going on right here. I'm going to go even further right here. We all know that Sean Diddy Combs did Cassie Ventura terrible. He abused her. I do not, nor do anyone on this team with Social Fire. We do not condone abuse of any kind. We don't condone it. Sean Diddy Combs in this video right here, I'm just telling you, it was bad. Now, before this video came out, there was a lot of speculation. A lot of people were in on this whole thing because it's intoxicating. It's interesting about Bishop T.D. Jakes and the possibility of him being at these freak-off parties. Now, when this came out, it became real on a whole nother level because it's abuse. I'm going to tell you something personal about me. I don't deal with this and I don't do well with this because my mother was abused by her first husband, and I was a 5-year-old boy watching this happen. And I've, caused me trauma and a lot of different things like this. So to see a grown man stomp a woman, drag a woman is just nowhere at all. I think this is right here. That's enough for me for him to go to prison forever. It should not happen. And if you are a man or a woman abusing somebody, I hope you get the same thing. It's just not good. Repent and get right and quit doing this foolishness. Just going to put that out there. But after this video came out, it got very real. And let's go to here. I want to do this right here. And I'm going to pause just for a second before we come back to this. Let's look at this from the standpoint of this. If we judge everybody else the same way that we're judging Jakes, when Jakes hasn't had any verifiable information put out on him that proves beyond a reasonable doubt that he was at these parties. Now, I'm going to show you a photo from the actual freak-off that I had to be real careful with because it shows some things going on. It shows Diddy in it. I'm going to wait to get to that, but I want you to see these other celebrities that we have to judge. We have to judge with that same with that same level of judgment. We got to use that same energy we're using on Jakes. Now, here, let's go here. I want you to look at this over here. This is, look like there's Reverend Ron right there on the right side from Ron's house, from Ron DMC. Reverend Ron. Why are we not talking about him? He was clearly at the party. He's at an all-white party right here. And y'all remember the lady next to him? I believe she's from The View. She's a judge now. I think her and Barbara Walters had a falling out there, and looked like that's Mariah Carey. Let's go even further, y'all. There's a lot of people, celebrities was around here. Why are we not getting on them the same way we're getting on Jakes? That's a whole Reverend Ron right there, clearly with Jakes, clearly got a drink in his hand. I'm just saying, he's at the all-white party here. Let's go even further. What about this photo right here? Isn't that the Reverend Al Sharpton right there? Now, we know he done lost a little weight. This is a little older photo, but I did have some newer photos of him being newer than this because he had lost the weight on the photo, so we know that it was newer. But he's here with Diddy. Y'all, that's LL Cool J. Don't know if he's intoxicated or not. See how we can make so many judgments off of photos without knowing the actual facts? Look at this. I believe that's Lennox Lewis right there, the boxer. I'm just saying, y'all, all these folk right here are in the photos with Diddy. It's just all kind of things that's going on. Were they at the party at the freak-offs, and why are we not using that same energy on these people? We're doing it to Bishop T.D. Jakes. This is a whole Reverend Al Sharpton here. Now, was he involved in these freak-offs? Were all these people involved in these freak-offs here? Now, look at this. LeBron James. I love LeBron James. I appreciate LeBron James. Most folk get upset because other folk call him King, King James or whatever. And biblically, I could take you somewhere with that, but I don't have time for this video. I got to stay on point. But here he is with Sean Diddy Combs. Was he involved? Was he involved? Why are we not using that same energy? You got Lakers fans that will go off on you about. I believe that Lakers fans are more loyal to LeBron James than the Christian church is to Bishop T.D. Jakes. Let's just go ahead and be. And one is richer than the other. All right. Now LeBron has confessed that he has a relationship with Jesus Christ, but I'm just saying, why are we not using that same energy? Here we are with the mayor of New York. Now, I know lately he's gotten into some controversy, different things like that, but was he at the freak-offs? He was there. He's in a photo with Sean Diddy Combs. Why are we not making him guilty by association, just like everybody else? Y'all, I'm getting even deeper, and I want you to brace yourself because we're going even further. Is that Prince Harry and Prince William? Now, we're going to ignore Kanye West. I just think that Kanye West is just on some ignorant there. But these young men right here, come on, this is royalty right here, involved with Sean Diddy Combs. Why are we not using that same energy? These two young men right here are powerful. We're going to powerful people now. Partied with Sean Diddy Combs. Y'all, that's why the names, when they drop all the names, it's going to be devastating to more than just the church. People were partying with Diddy. Let's go even further here. Y'all, we talking about powerful people. This man is running for the president of the United States. And we know that even if they find out and his name is dropped, it's not going to make no difference because he's already a felon. I'm just going to tell you that. But I want to tell all my Republican brothers and sisters, and not only my Republican brothers and sisters, because I don't really care about the election to that degree. Democrat or Republic, I'm all Jesus over here. And it's not democracy. It's a theocracy over here. Anyway, so I'm just saying, powerful people right here. Powerful person right here. That is with Sean Diddy Combs. Why isn't he guilty by association just like we did with Bishop T.D. Jakes? I'm going to go even further here. Let's go even further. I'm not going to stop, and I'm almost to that picture because I got to brace y'all for what I'm getting ready to show. All right? Now, Donald Trump and Sean Diddy Combs have a history. They go way back, but if you go even further, you'll see that Donald Trump had a relationship and was connected to the Epstein guy. And you know, they found all kind of crazy stuff. He was like a gatekeeper for these sexual parties and these deviant things that would go on behind closed doors. But powerful people killed him. That's what happened. And so we're looking at all of this right here. Now, I want to go in and show you a photo from probably one of the actual freak-off parties here. I want to show you this. And I want you to brace yourself because I had to make sure that I wasn't going to get in trouble showing this photo. So we had to make sure that it didn't show anything inappropriate while also skating the edge so that I could show you. If we saw a photo like this, because I'm going to explain before I show it to you because I'm not going to leave the photo up long. If we saw a photo like this with Bishop T.D. Jakes in the background, that would have been enough right there because it shows something highly inappropriate that's clearly going on with Bishop T.D. Jakes present. But I don't have that photo. Y'all keep sending me different one, putting me in links and different things, and I'm cool with it. I'm not saying that I don't like you for doing it. Give me a cup of coffee right quick. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate you sending your opinion. But what we're looking at here is this right here. If we're going to judge under that same lens, then that's what we've got to do. And that would be the proof that we would see right there. Now, this is the irrefutable proof that I'm about to show you if we're going to look at it from that lens, which is Bishop T.D. Jakes is actually in this photo with something inappropriate that's going on. Hope you're ready, because here we go. All right, so this is the photo that I'm referring to. This clearly, they have champagne being poured on them. I'm just going to believe, and I'm going to pull my banner down so y'all can see. I'm just going to believe that that is a woman, two women, but it could be two men. I'm not sure. But I'm only bringing this up because if a photo was being put out like this and would have had Bishop T.D. Jakes' photo in it, then I could see that, yeah, that is suspect. That is bad. But y'all, if we're going to use that same energy and don't have any proof to this degree, then everybody's guilty by association. You know, you've been around some folk you shouldn't have been around. If Diddy was inside of Walmart and you was inside of Walmart and walked past him and somebody got a photo, you're guilty. You're guilty the same way with anybody else. But I want to know ultimately, what do you think about this entire situation, y'all? If we're using that same energy to judge Bishop T.D. Jakes, now I'm not saying this as I am a Bishop T.D. Jakes fan. I'm not. If he's guilty, he's guilty. But I reserve my judgment till there is some solid proof that comes out that he's guilty. Because if he's guilty, then there are thousands of people who are guilty of association with Sean Diddy Combs. Get in the comments. Let's talk about this. Let's go.